Well, you've picked out a story from the Daily Mail this morning. Tory MPs must move to act Partygate probe if Boris returns. That's according to his allies, is the headline.
This is just, I mean, I thought I was shocked enough that he's coming back, Boris Johnson, but here are the papers who've been his cheerleaders actually suggesting that he cannot be investigated, as the rules stipulate, for some of the stuff he's alleged to have done while in office. I mean, you know, I grew up in an African country. This happens in some of those countries. It shouldn't be happening in a stable 1,000-year democracy. I don't know what the paper is trying to suggest here, that this is sort of wrongdoing if it was, if it happened, and we have photographic evidence for some of it. It just needs to be dropped because it's Boris Johnson. Because Boris Johnson is above the law and above rules. So I find this quite troubling.
Sorry, just to say, put some of those things back to you. I think that the critics that are quoted in the article suggest that it's a witch hunt, and they say that it's malicious. That's just some of the things I'm picking out from the copy there.
Yeah, but it hasn't started, and these are very sober investigations. This isn't a police investigation. Parliamentary scrutiny lies at the heart of an uncorrupt system. If there's nothing to fear, why would you not want an investigation to happen? They might exonerate him. But to say that it's Boris Johnson and therefore he should not be investigated, I think alarm bells should go off.
Okay, let's move on. That investigation, as you say, underway with the Privileges Committee, I think looking at whether he knowingly misled Parliament in talking about Partygate issues. And John, let's turn to the Telegraph, shall we? Because there's an article here that you wanted to talk about, and it's focusing on a poll, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. This is a poll that showed that only 14% of voters would back the Conservative Party were there to be an election tomorrow. And I think it's worth just dwelling on how absolutely historically unprecedented this is. It's the lowest level of support for the Conservative Party that's ever been recorded in an opinion poll. So that's lower than even in 2017, when there were all the crises in Parliament over Brexit. It's also worth pointing out that this is record low amongst Conservative voters. Only 29% of people who voted Conservative in the last election would do so again. And it's also a record low of only 19% among Brexit voters. So the Conservative Party have managed to actually lose Brexit voters. And, it just seems to me that this is a combination of lots of different things. Clearly, all the Partygate scandal that you've just been talking about, but also this ongoing sense of chaos, and more to the point, the fact that the Truss premierships, short though it was, and Hunt installed as Chancellor, this just bears no relationship to what people actually voted for back in 2019. This is not what people voted for at all. And it does seem to me that really the only way to do this now is to have a general election. Sure, the Conservative Party will probably be wiped out if its polling is in any way an accurate reflection. The extent to which a potential Boris Johnson comeback could turn this around, who knows? I'm sceptical. I'm sure it would lead to some increase in the polling for the Conservative Party, but whether it would be enough to repeat the landslide victory of 2019, personally, I'm very, very doubtful about that.
Yes, because Yasmin, we should remind everybody that only Penny Mordaunt has formally declared that she's running. Both Rishi Sunak and Boris Johnson clearly have intentions to as well. And picking up on that point that Joanna was making there about a mandate, Boris Johnson
to bring in Boris Johnson.
And Joanne, just to go back to your point about saying that a general election is the only answer, that's certainly what Labour wants, it's what all the opposition parties, I think, want, SNP and Lib Dem certainly. How does that come about, though? That's in the gift of the Prime Minister, isn't it? And at the moment, with polls like this one in the Telegraph, no Prime Minister, Tory Prime Minister, is likely to call one, are they?
No, I think that's absolutely right. And you've got a lot of Conservative Party MPs who, this is their first time in Parliament. They are sitting on a large majority. It seems to me they're unlikely to want to vote for a general election. Ultimately, I guess we don't have that long to wait until we will have to have an election.
Kurwa, co ja teraz zrobię?
But I think that the further, I would pull up Yasmin on what she said. I think democracy is important, and the rules of the democracy that we have in place, it's absolutely vital that we stick to those. And I do think, as much as we can criticise Boris Johnson, and I'll be first in line to level those criticisms against him, I think when